Thank you for tuning in to another fun episode with your favorite Mouse Moms. Lori, that's me, and Juliana.
Hello.
Jen will not be joining us because we're covering the 50th and Jen was not with us. So,
Poor Jen.
Poor Jen. She's still crying about it. So.
I don't blame her. It was amazing.
So, last week we came to you with our gearing up for the 50th anniversary episode. And now that we've done it, it is in the past, yet we are still recovering. We are going to go through and give you a recap of everything from the 50th celebration and everything we did there. But of course, we have to do the Mouse Good cocktail first.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, it was such a whirlwind. You need a cocktail just to even think about it anymore. We are still recovering.
We are.
But there's a great cocktail out there that Lori and I both really enjoyed. It's the Magical Beacon. It's the special 50th anniversary signature cocktail that you can find at many of the table service restaurants, lounges, even pool bars all across the Walt Disney World Resort, which is really cool. And it's a big drink. It's a tall glass. And it's blue because would it be a Disney special drink if it wasn't blue or glowing? And it is both. So the Magical Beacon, it is gin, blue curacao, lemonade, Minute Maid Premium lemonade, berry orgeat, I never know if I'm saying that right, which is almond flavor, lemon, and then hibiscus grenadine, and of course the souvenir glow cube. So it sounded really sweet to me.
Yes.
Right? We never ordered it. I don't know if we didn't know it existed or what, but we finally sampled it on our very last day before we flew home. We went to Sanaa at Animal Kingdom Lodge, well, Kidani, and it was worth the wait.
Yeah, you know what? I was really surprised. We had kind of seen this one kind of pop up for the 50th anniversary drinks or 50th anniversary snacks, but it was a little tricky on where to find this one. I don't think it's being advertised as well it should be, but it is at majority of the places, like you said. But the drink itself was very, very strong tasting gin, which shocked me.
I love gin, so it was really good. I think, okay, so here's what happened. Lori ordered it because I was like, no way, sounds too sweet, even though I really like gin. And I ordered something else with bourbon, actually, and it wasn't fantastic. It was good, but I tasted this Magical Beacon and was like, well, that's really tasty. And so then I had to order that too. I don't think mine was as strong as yours.
No, you know what? Gin to me, I like gin drinks, but gin is something that I can pick out immediately. And it's just a very strong flavor for me.
Very distinct.
Yes, very distinct. And nothing much can really hide that one for me. So, but it was not sweet at all. It was served in a huge drink. If you guys don't know, we do in the Facebook group post drinks of the week. So we will post this one for you guys to see. The picture's not the greatest because it's kind of hard to take a picture of a glowing drink.
It really is.
Right?
In the middle of the day.
In the middle of the day. So, but yes, it is a really cool drink. And of course you get to take the little cube home.
Right, because they'll sell it to you if you want it. But I think they'll charge you like $8.99.
Oh, probably.
Well, this drink is not inexpensive. This is an $18 drink. This one is up there, even by Disney standards. This is an expensive beverage, but the glow cube is frankly the best one I've gotten at any Disney drink ever, because this one, like, you can do each color individually to stay on, or you can strobe all through all the colors. Like, I know I'm going on about a glow cube, but these are important things. People fight over these things.
We did take it out, dry it off, and put it both in our bags.
Absolutely.
So yeah, the drink, highly recommend. It should be here for the next 18 months for the 18-month celebration. And at any table service, I think you said pool bars, lounges, anywhere. Just ask for the Magical Beacon. So yeah, it was a really, really good drink. Highly recommend.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. All right, so now for the meat of it.
Yes.
What did we do? So I was looking through in sort of writing up our outline for what we're going to talk about today, the outline for the previous podcast when we were planning the trip, and we nailed it.
We pretty much did. I think we got everything we kind of needed to get into, and we're gonna go through it here. I mean, Friday crushed me. But
It
I
was
think
rough, guys.
I think we rebounded Saturday pretty well. So and we were there still there all day Sunday. Like Juliana said, we were at Sanaa and we took Sunday easy. I don't care what you say, it was tough.
It was tough. I mean, amazing and fun and wonderful energy,
Yes.
but tough. But let's start with day one.
Yes.
Let's just start from the very beginning because I don't know how else to do it. We got there early. This was a trip where we didn't arrive in the afternoon or evening, which is kind of unusual, I feel like, for us. I was there by noon. I was in the hotel by noon. And it was my first time at Boardwalk. And when I walked in, I said to myself, I think I even texted you guys, this is my new favorite resort.
Yeah, Boardwalk was a lot of fun. I arrived a little bit after you. I will say Boardwalk is spread out. I got lost for a little bit.
It's spread out and it's a weird shape.
Yes.
So like I mean, this is not shocking to people who know me, but I often went right when I thought I should go left or wanted to go right and then had to correct. It is very large. I did not realize how big it was because from the boardwalk, because it's shaped like a crescent around Crescent Lake, and so the face of it, the boardwalk side, which is really the back of it, but it's still the face of it, is smaller, like spreads out like a fan. Anyway, details.
Yes.
It's really cool. From
really
the hardwood
cool resort.
Really the hardwood cool. Floors and the shiplap walls and it makes you, it's Atlantic City and it's, I believe, what they were after. I know it's what they were after.
I think it's great. It's definitely, one of the things we noticed is, so we stayed in the deluxe studio, which is actually on the Disney Vacation Club side. So it is split up into the regular inn, because it's called Boardwalk Inn side and the Disney Vacation Club side. So we actually got a deluxe studio, and it is one of the ones that has not been updated. So, but to be fair, a lot of their decor in that kind of works with their theme, even though it is dated. But we walk the halls and the carpet needs to go and some of the wallpaper.
So I said to Andy, whose dad is from Jersey, by the way, so please don't get upset with me, Jersey people. But I said to my husband, I was like, it just needed a little, it was great. The vibe was awesome. I was like, they totally nailed the Atlantic City Carnival Boardwalk feeling. It's like, but the rooms and the hallways, the lobby was gorgeous, but the rooms and the hallways they felt dated. They needed a little updating. And he goes, oh, so they totally nailed it because you go to any hotel in Atlantic City.
About the same.
Need a little updating. So I laughed at that. And now no offense, Jersey, we love you. Anyway, but I really did enjoy it. I think that the pool is really cool. I'm thrilled that they got rid of the clown because I know that kept a lot of people away. And I am a little obsessed with the Keister Coaster, even though I didn't ride it. But the name of it is great.
I was gonna say the Keister Coaster is their water slide. It was where they had a big clown. You actually came out of the clown's mouth, and it was the scariest thing I've ever seen. And I was honestly shocked my entire life that I'm like, this is at Disney.
Like nobody.
What's the scary?
Nobody told them.
Yeah, but what's the scary clown movie where he was underneath in the storm drains? It. Yes, that is what that clown looked like. There is no Disney about that clown. That is a scary, scary, scary clown.
Even if you're not scared of clowns, that clown was creepy. So now it's more like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway kind of theme. So it's cute. It's really cute. Kids were playing on it. It was fun to watch.
Yes, and the little bar is gorgeously themed. I love that outside pool bar.
It looks like a carousel, like a tented carousel kind of thing. It's really, really adorable. And I didn't have anything to eat there because we were so close to Epcot, but the menu looked nice. So the cool thing about Boardwalk as a first timer is truly everything is outside the resort. It's really neat to get, I think I would like to have a water view room where you're looking over at the boardwalk because when the action's happening. It's fun to watch people milling about outside. It had a really chill, fun vibe. But I do think that that could be a drawback too. I don't love the idea of having to schlep all the way to the bakery for coffee or water and stuff like that. But it is authentic. I mean,
It is.
it is, and I'll stay there again for sure.
I was gonna say so for people that don't know, Boardwalk Beach Club and Yacht Club are all in the same vicinity to each other. So they're kind of around a pond, I guess you call it, lake, very small
It's
lake.
Crescent Lake to be
There we go.
specific.
Crescent Lake. So they're all around there. So they are within very short walking distance to Epcot, but you come in between UK and France, which is an awesome entrance into Epcot. And you can also walk to Hollywood Studios if you need to. It's about 15, 20 minutes, but then they also have ferry boats that are running back and forth. So it's a really cool location in terms of Disney parks. So, of course, the second we got there, I'm pretty sure we didn't even stop anywhere on the boardwalk.
This is where we differed from. This is where we differed from our plan, because we thought we'll go to Abracadabra. We'll be, we'll hang out, whatever. Nope. I was texting Lori, I'm starving. I'm in the room. I did a room video, of course, for you guys. We'll post that. And I'm like, I'm starving. We have to eat. And I'm thinking I could eat at the pool bar. I had walked by. It looked pretty cool. This, that, and the other thing. And then I forget which one of us was like, well, shouldn't we go to Epcot? Kinda. So I don't even think that Lori, she put her bags down, and I don't even know if she stopped for a potty break. No. We just went straight to Epcot, which doesn't surprise you guys at all, right?
It shouldn't. It really shouldn't. I mean, the second I pretty much touched down, we were like, and off to Epcot. Right. So yeah, we went into Epcot. The first thing we did was go over to the new France expansion, because I really wanted to see that. So we walked quickly around there, kind of saw everything.
No, but they wouldn't let you back there.
No, we couldn't. That's right. You're right. We didn't see it day one.
So not only was Ratatouille not running,
they wouldn't
even let you back into that
That's
area.
Right. My bad. I completely forgot. They wouldn't let us back. They stopped us there because at that point, that was September 30th. So it was not fully open to everyone.
So they closed it between the soft open and the hard open.
Yes.
I don't know why they do stuff like that. But anyway, but so the first thing we did was, this is going to be the longest episode ever if we give you a blow by blow, but
we got to go.
We tried some foods that we hadn't tried before, the brioche sandwich, the martini. We walked around, we did the Epcot thing, we ate, we drank. We were going to leave. The notable thing here about food anyway is we were so stuffed and we were going to leave and we didn't want to eat anymore. And then we ended up staying longer and eating at Kenya and India, which are two of the newer food booths. And we loved them both.
Oh my God, they were so good. It was, they're both, I mean, you have to figure Kenya and India, they're using about the same flavors. But India had awesome food.
What did we get?
I got the Korma chicken, or chicken korma, however you want to say it. So the korma was fantastic. The flavor was amazing. The chicken was awesome. They actually put roasted chickpeas on top, which I've never had. And I thought that was an awesome addition on top. And then over in Kenya, they had two dishes, and I think we did both of them.
We did both. One was a shrimp on couscous or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And then the other, I can't remember the details. I'm turning around looking for the guide, but I don't have it in my hand. It was like a corn cake with beef on top, wasn't it?
It was like a corn cake with beef on top, and then it had some type of slaw on top of it. It was just and it still had African flavors to it. So
well, that's what I was going to say.
Mexican by any regards.
Right, exactly. You see this all the time at Epcot, a tostado with some beef on top, and it's either barbecue or Mexican, but this was African, and it had very distinct, unique flavors. So even though it was they were using the same palette, it was a whole different, actually they were using not the same palette, but they were using all the same structure. It was cool. It was very, very good. Really enjoyed it. Highly recommend.
Yeah, that one was really good. We did do rides that day.
The other highlight here was that Epcot was empty. Epcot was empty because, again, the anniversary was on the 1st and Ratatouille was opening on the 1st. So I think people were just not going the day before. We walked on to Soarin' and Test Track.
Soarin'. We finally got Julianne on Living in the Land.
Picked up a couple cukes.
I think it was, living. It's there. It's ride to rest your feet.
Yeah, I don't know why I've never ridden it before.
Yes, and a big thing that I did find out is they used to have, if you had a Disney Visa credit card, there used to be a character spot that you could go to, and there was always 2 of the Fab Five there that you would take pictures with. Now we're in a COVID world, and there's no characters, but they do some fun magic shots over there. And those downloads, if you don't have Memory Maker, are actually free. So you can download those ones. They are free because you have the credit card. So we went in there to experience that, and of course chatted with cast members, which was awesome.
We did a lot of chatting.
We did a lot of chatting, a lot. But the big thing that we were waiting for that night was Harmonious. And it was actually got very crowded towards the end. Like, it was pretty empty, and then around 5 or 6 we came out, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, everyone's here.
So this was technical debut night of Harmonious, right? Yeah. This was the first night of the full show. So they had previewed it 2 nights earlier, but we heard from this cast member we were talking about that it wasn't really the full show. They were ironing out kinks. So this was the first full show. So yes, people knew that, so they started coming in the evening. Even still, wasn't bad.
It wasn't that bad. There was a big increase, and
people started to sit down and line up, and you thought, oh no, but then more people never came.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, once it got crowded, it didn't keep getting crowded. It felt fine.
Yeah.
So
I liked, you know what? If you've listened to other podcasts, the 3 of us are not fans of any of these Epcot shows. They're not our favorites. I think Harmonious was great.
I liked it.
I will say, and I've said this a couple times on the live, the gigantic barge tacos that are sitting in the middle are not as ugly. They do put images up on them during the day. So they have like the 50th logo that comes up. So that part I appreciate, because they didn't look like gigantic ugly tacos the whole time. But the show itself was awesome.
I liked it.
Yeah, I think they nailed the they did a whole bunch of different movies and songs from different countries.
It was a tribute. It was good.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. And, for viewing points, I think you have to be dead on to the circle, but I'm curious to see if you're over in France or you're over in Norway, are you still able to see it from the side?
Even in the UK, like, I wonder, right? Because they're doing this Rose and Crown dining package. Right. And Rose and Crown was a great place to see Illuminations and Epcot for now. But the way that the circle is situated, and the circle we're talking about is a big projection screen. It's a big part of the show. And it sits in the middle of the lake, and it's not a globe, it's a circle. So think like 2-dimensional. So if you're not facing it, you're not seeing it. And the way that the outdoor patio of Rose and Crown is situated, it doesn't seem like it would be the greatest view. And it's a really big part of the show. Like,
yeah,
I would go to see the Magic Kingdom fireworks and not see the castle, like, say, seeing them from, a restaurant where you can see them. That's different, even though the castle projections are a huge part of the show. The show's still really great without them. I don't know that Harmonious's fireworks are worth it if you can't see the projections.
No, you need to see that big circular projection in the middle, and that's where I'm curious if it is visible from the other sides. So we'll have to take a look more into that, but Harmonious itself, I thought, was great. It was a great tribute to the countries. We heard some people say,
and the movies.
Yeah, and movies. And we thought, some people didn't like that it was all in different languages, but I don't think there was too much of it to the point where you couldn't understand.
Yeah, I mean, I think the reason that someone didn't like it was they brought it up like when you go to a concert and you listen to a song that you love, but the singer changes it up for the concert, and you feel like you're kind of bummed that you can't sing along. And so this person was saying, because, say, the Moana theme was in a different language and you don't feel like you can sing along. But I didn't feel that way.
No.
And I usually hate when lead singers change the melody at a concert because I want to sing along, and it didn't bother me.
Yeah, it was fine. You know what? We actually sat by the American Pavilion, and depending on where you sat with those trees, you could get a pretty good shot. So I would recommend American Pavilion, and also the opening to World Showcase, right? When you walk in the center in between the two shops would be a great spot. But it was a good show. It's definitely something that if my family hasn't seen, I would definitely stick around for. I'm pretty sure Juliana had a sampling of beer and something else while we were waiting for Harmonious to start.
A lobster roll.
Lobster roll.
Shocking,
That's
I
right.
know. Shocking.
So I think that's perfect.
Yeah, people just sat there. It was fine. And like I said, it was pretty crowded, but it didn't feel so there, but there was still room. It wasn't like the next day, which we're going to get into. And Jen asked, was it good for an Epcot show or was it just a good show? And I'm going to go out and say, Jen, it was just a good show.
It was a good show. It still to me does not beat Fantasmic.
No.
You know, and I don't think it beats Magic Kingdoms. So I would still, if we're talking Magic Kingdom and, you know, Enchantment or Happily Ever After, whatever, or Fantasmic, and this one, I would still rank this one third. But Fantasmic's not here right now. So
right. I'd see it. I think it's good. I think everyone should see it. I really like it. And that is high praise from me. All right. So the big day, October 1st, Magic Kingdom, insane. It was a day. Okay, let's start with our arrival story. So what time did you get up bright and early, Lori?
It was 6, right?
5:30.
No, it was 5:30. That's right.
I think it was 5:15.
That's right. We were up at 5:30. But we thought we were getting up insanely early. So we were up at 5:30, out that door at 6 o'clock with plans to take an Uber to the Contemporary. As we were going
Which we always do.
Yes.
Which we always do. Uber to the Contemporary. They'd let you get dropped off. You will take the walkway.
Yes. So I've done this in the past. And I will say when we got upstairs to the lobby, we were not the only ones up at the boardwalk. People are moving. We did see buses come, but we thought it'd be safer to take an Uber. So we took the Uber over to Contemporary. And I have never seen the Contemporary and Magic Kingdom area so busy with cars. They had police out directing traffic. There was so much security everywhere. The sun wasn't even up yet.
Nope. I got to see the sun rise and fall over Cinderella Castle.
We did. But we found out that they pretty much decided that no, we were not dropping off at Contemporary. So our Uber driver had to circle and they said no, they couldn't let us out.
So they told our Uber driver to take us to the Ticket and Transportation Center. So we'll just fast forward to when we walked down the Contemporary walkway and went through that really easy security line and still got what we wanted. And it worked out well for us.
You know what? It was a magical fast forward. Something happened and somehow we ended up on that sidewalk.
We were on that walkway, went through security very quickly, and we were there outside the park, ready to go as soon as, so, you know, I'll back up a little bit. We did come to find out later in the day that they opened the parking lot because a lot of locals there on October 1st. They opened the parking lot at 5 a.m.
Yep.
For a park that opened at 8, 7:30 for hotel guests. They opened the parking lot at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. So all of those people had to go through Ticket and Transportation, right? They have to take their ferry or the shuttle for the car to through the parking lot and the monorail or ferry or whatever they're going to do to get to the park entrance. So our leaving at 6 a.m. was really not bad. It was the time to do it.
Yes, it was the time to do it. Before that, basically the only thing we missed is we saw pictures pop up on social media. They were holding people outside the gates at Magic Kingdom until about 6:15, 6:30 when we got there. Yeah.
6:15.
So then they all of a sudden were letting people in and scanning Magic Bands. And that's kind of when we showed up. So we missed the big crowd there, which was awesome.
It was great. So we were 15 minutes behind. I heard from a cast member that the first guest walked down Main Street at 6:15, which how cool it would have been to be in that first wave. I would have really liked that. So we didn't get there late, but we did have a fatal flaw of the morning. It was really important to me to walk down Main Street with that first or second wave and get that on video and all that. I had very high expectations of walking in. So we did that. And in doing that, we missed an opportunity to get in some virtual queues, which we'll tell you about when we get to shopping. Perhaps.
Yes. Yeah.
But let's talk about like the general vibe of the morning, right? The crowd was mostly adults.
Yeah.
Lots of excitement, press energy in the air. I mean, everybody was sort of, it's all the people that need to be there at the moment, right? It's us, it's influencers, it's travel agents, it's fanatic fans.
Yeah, it was one of those environments where I said before, that was what I was most excited about, is just being there and feeling the excitement that was there. And the excitement was definitely there.
It's like there were no casual Disney fans there. Everybody
No.
there was serious in a good way. Like
Yes.
I don't mean to make it sound like everyone was just really excited and it was palpable.
Yes.
For sure.
They 100% were excited.
If you don't believe me, check out the live on our Facebook page,
right?
When everyone started running for the morning show. So I was really super excited for the morning show. That was the big thing. We waited and we pushed our way up there. We were ready. We were really, really close to the stage for the morning show. And it was the Iridescent 8 came out.
Yes. And for people that don't know, so this morning show they used to have before COVID, the characters would come out, welcome you to the park. It would be a quick little 5-6 minute bit. Fireworks would go off, and it was pretty much the park is now open.
Right. And that replaced the train station morning
correct.
show, which was something that they did a long time ago to keep crowds dispersed from congregating in front of the train station before the park opened, because people started getting to the parks earlier and earlier, more and more people. It was a safety issue. So they started letting people on Main Street early. And then if you were a resort guest with early access or extra magic hours, as they called it, they would scan bracelets and let you into Fantasyland and Tomorrowland. And that's what was happening.
Yeah.
On party day.
That's what was happening on party day.
Or anniversary day.
Yeah, anniversary. It was confusing in the sense that it said online the park was opening at 8. You have early access at 7:30. We walked down Main Street to find out, and somebody's holding a sign saying for resort guests, please go this way to enter the attractions. We find out that they started that at like 6:30, 6:45.
Which is cool, super cool, because the rides were running and everything. But here's the thing. They were only doing that to try to get people out of the hub, but nobody was going.
No, nobody was leaving. Nobody was going on the rides. We were all waiting for the morning show. So this morning show comes back after COVID, and for the first time for the anniversary, which is awesome. First we were all standing, if you see the live video, Julianne and I were standing against a rope because they had brought a float cavalcade out with the characters. They were filming a segment for Good Morning America. And we could kind of see they were filming. We couldn't really see it, but the characters kept waving to everyone. They filmed their segment, gave us heart attacks because they kept lighting off fireworks at random times.
That's right.
And everyone was we had no countdown. We had no idea they were going to go off. So then that goes away and we're still waiting for the morning show. So basically cast members let go of these ropes and you have to watch Juliana's live.
I didn't know what was happening. I got so confused for a minute. I was like,
you have to watch it because she is screeching and squealing and running. And we had to sprint towards the castle and people were getting separated. And I have to say, one of the cutest stories throughout the entire day.
Oh, love this one.
Was a father and a son got way up there. They were literally the first ones, to buy the castle. And WDW, Walt Disney World's magazine, was there taking photos of people for the magazine. So they're having people sign releases. And they pulled the son and the father out of the crowd to get a picture in front of the castle for the magazine. Well, their mother was standing by us. So the mother was probably like 30, 40 people back. And she said, I got separated. It's not a big deal. They're up there.
She's like, oh, how cute. That's my son. And we were like, wait, that's your son? Get up there. She's like, oh, that's okay. And we're like, no, you go. She's like, well, it's fine with you, but not the 30 people in front of you. And so I don't know if it was me or someone else was like, Mom is back here. And everybody heard that and they made a hole. They were like,
they made a hole and let mom go up there with her husband and her son. And they were able to get a picture up there. And then they were up there together because people did get separated. It was,
in a matter of like 30 feet. Like we were not, it was not a mad dash. We were literally at the top of the circle.
Yep.
And we just moved up to the back of the stage. Like
Yeah.
it was not far.
It was not far
It
at
was all of 10 seconds.
It was a very lovely 10-second live video. So it was, that was one of the cool stories where people are really helping other people out, trying, I love that part.
And then the morning show came.
Yes.
And it was adorable.
Yes.
Nothing to write home about, but that's okay. And then basically the hunt for executives on the hub began.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to see Bob Iger, who wasn't there. and what's his face?
Josh Tomorrow.
Yes. And so we saw them. I mean, whatever. They were doing press on our relax space where remember we said that we wanted to just relax on the hub all day and just wait. Well, Bob Chapek and Josh and Jeff Vale, they all needed that space for their interviews and whatnot. So fine.
In regards to media, like there were, both hub grasses were taken by media. Tomorrowland Terrace was taken by Good Morning America. And then up on the railway tracks, up on that balcony area, that was taken by media 2 in the morning. So there was 4 sets of media. I think 2 were Good Morning America because they did quite a bit that morning.
Well, it's ABC, Disney.
Correct.
Yeah.
So there was quite a bit there. We saw Bob Chapek doing his interview with Good Morning America. Poor guy, whatever. I feel bad for him. Everyone's like, who is it? Who is it? And they're like, it's Bob. And they're like, Bob who? And they're like, Chapek. Oh.
I don't know why, but everybody just loved Bob Iger. It's going to be hard. He's a tough act to follow.
Right? So
but people were gaga for Josh. And like even men shouting, well, the women were like, Josh, including me. Yeah. And then even men were like, you're doing a great job, Josh, which I kind of was surprised to hear because I feel like a lot of people lately have been a little Disney sad. But again, that wasn't this crowd of people.
I was going to say, I think this crowd was blaming Bob Chapek for that one because there was a couple boos thrown out there. There was a few. And poor guy. I feel bad. Plus you got, Josh Tomorrow, he's attractive looking. So I think he gets the majority, security was definitely surrounding him a little bit more than Bob Chapek, which I'm like, Bob Chapek is the CEO. Josh Tomorrow just handles the parks.
I mean, just.
But in terms of who's above who, but security is around Josh.
Yeah. So all of that added a vibe of excitement. We'll be posting pictures and videos of all of that. It was really cool. There was also a lot of excitement around merchandise.
I don't know if I'd call it excitement as much as I'd call it mayhem.
Yeah, I'm with you. So this is what I started to talk about earlier. We walked up and down Main Street. Lori was itching to shop and I wouldn't let her. We should have divided. We didn't. So let's start with Main Street Emporium.
Yeah.
So the line was starting to form to get in. There was really nobody in it when we got there at 6:30. By the time we finished walking down Main Street, and back again, not only was the line so long, they weren't letting people in anymore, right?
Yeah.
And they started a virtual queue.
Yes.
And then that virtual queue was closed.
Yes. So I think part of that had to do with the drama that unfolded that morning. Yes. Which we had heard. And again, these numbers are probably beyond exaggerated.
Right. So, I mean, this is a rumor. Let's confirm.
Yes.
Rumor.
Yes.
100% rumor, but lots of people were talking about it.
And there's a video.
I didn't see the video.
Yeah, there's a video. Still a rumor, though. Still a rumor. Not confirmed on numbers, but there was a fight over a certain purple Starbucks tumbler.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. We now have them.
I have 2 sitting on my desk right now. So I'm not sure what we were fighting over because I didn't get into the store in the morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we think that kerfuffle happened by 7 a.m., like by 6:45. Because by the time, because we got to the park at 6:30, walked up and down Main Street, it was done. nobody could get into the store. But then that store didn't have any of the exclusive 50th merch. So while we were disappointed, we weren't terribly concerned. And they said it might open back up. So, and it did eventually, just to a walk-up line that we ended up only waiting in 15 minutes for. I will say, when we got into that store, it was so jam-packed that I put my bag down and left.
It was packed. It was, I can't even describe. I've never seen the Emporium like that. It, depending on where you were, we got stuck. Juliana goes, I'm out, and she's not moving.
I lasted 2 minutes. And then I was literally gridlocked in, and it took another 2 minutes just to like slide puzzle my way out of there. But whatever, it was fine. It all works out fine. I do have a bonus mouse tip for shopping that I'm going to share in a minute. But the big thing was, and we didn't know this ahead of time, and maybe some other bloggers and podcasters did. Please tell us if you did, others in the community. But they put all the special 50th merchandise in the Big Top Circus. That's what it's called, right? Where Pete's Silly Slideshow is, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't know that beforehand. Nope. We also didn't know whether or not the merchandise would ever be available again, right? There was sort of some buzz that there was certain merchandise that was only going to be available on October 1st.
Oh, no, cast members said this is an exclusive day of merchandise just for today. And that's
so that was confusing.
Yeah.
Because some things were limited release, some things weren't limited release. And even if it was labeled limited release, some little limited release was like 3,000 and some limited release was like 30,000. So, and the 30,000 isn't even a number that I read anywhere. I'm just making that up because I saw lots of these other limited release items. Some items are coming back, some items aren't. Anyway, so we didn't know.
No.
So we and the last thing we didn't know was that this ride went to a virtual queue as well, or this shopping experience.
Yes. So Big Top
immediately.
Yes, Big Top went to, basically when we were there, this is again the confusion part, because you have cast members out who kind of know but don't, because this is a one-time gig. And basically they said, here is the virtual queue QR code for Big Top, but it's not open yet. So I took a picture of the QR code, got to the link, and I just kept hitting refresh to see whenever it would open. But I figured it wasn't that big of a deal. We're in Magic Kingdom on the 1st, no big deal. Then we find out later that no, the QR closed. So the virtual queue for this Big Top closed, and they don't know when it's going to open again. So we went to Big Top. It's mayhem.
But they did say that it would. They said it will reopen again.
Yes.
So that was different because at Pin Traders or Trading Post, that virtual queue closed by 10 in the morning and never opened again. Who knew? Had no idea this was happening.
No. So a lot of it was confusing. I will say the only downside to this is I had the virtual queue. It was essentially think like virtual queue for Rise of the Resistance, except I had to keep hitting join. So we kept hitting join over and over. I did it for 4 hours straight. And thank you to anybody on our Facebook page that tried to help us get into this virtual queue, because we did help. We did ask for people's help. But after 4 hours and checking in with them and them telling us it was later than the day it was going to re-release, it released and we got in. And it was, so exciting, one, to get in, and two, I was like, oh, we get to go in. But it was a little mayhem to get into Big Top. They had a huge line. We went in, and as much as it was a virtual queue, so they were limiting the amount of people that were in there, there was so many people. And so many people were going crazy over this merchandise. And there was only like 12 things.
Yeah. So the good news is, so that's the craziness that was that day. And not surprising given the kind of people that were there that day and the excitement around the day, and also what nobody knew about anything in terms of how to get the stuff and what was rare and what wasn't, whatever. The good news is it's not going to be like that anymore, right? Like, you might get merchandise, you might not get merchandise. But after the 1st, you're not going to be needing virtual queues. You're not going to be needing to spend 4 hours refreshing your phone trying to get into a store. It might be crowded. You might not get stuff. But my advice to you, my bonus mouse tip is, don't get your heart set on anything. However, if you see it, buy it. So here's a little story. I always say, if you see something in a store and you love it, buy it. I hem and haw. It's just what I do. I saw a bracelet I loved on Thursday night. It was a limited edition 50th anniversary item. I did not buy it. I went back to that same store that was not in Magic Kingdom on Saturday, and they were gone. And I did ask cast members if they were coming back. Some cast members said yes, some of these items would be coming back, but they didn't know when. And others said no, if it's gone, it's gone. So I'm going back in 2 weeks, and I'm hoping I can find this bracelet. Incidentally, I'm going to post it on the Facebook page. If anyone else goes back and wants to pick it up for me, I will pay you for it. But anyway, so yeah, so if you see it, buy it, because you could end up like me, and now I don't have it, and I really, really liked it. But also, like, so all these things that everyone was going crazy over in Magic Kingdom on the 1st were available at Creations over in Epcot on the same day with no line and no nothing. And
I will say, and even the next day. So even when we went to Epcot the next day, this lovely shirt,
except the bracelet. Except the bracelet.
If you're watching, this lovely shirt I'm wearing was supposedly just for the 1st. And we walked into Creations on the 2nd to Epcot, and they had it all out. So I have to say that was a bit frustrating in the sense that it was not communicated well.
Right.
But regardless, we got the merchandise. We ate some food. Yeah. The most surprising part of the day was that the ride times were nothing. Yeah. And I don't think it's something that we thought was going to happen. But if you think about it, it makes sense, because you have bloggers, you have travel agents, you have people that were just there for the excitement. They're not there to ride the rides.
Right. So originally, when things were sort of crazy in the morning, Lori and I looked at each other and we're like, I would never want to take my kids here. This is such a long day for them. Like, it would be awful. But then by halfway through the day, since we didn't get our Hubgrass spot, we were like, well, I guess we'll ride some rides. After we rode all the mountains by like 10:30 in the morning, we were like, this is a great day to bring your kids. I mean, they can do everything.
We walked on to everything. I mean, it was awesome. And we just kind of walked around. We met Trisha Dab, which we talked to on this podcast before. So we hung out with her. And, big tip, we did a walk-up list for Skipper Canteen.
Right.
And we got to try that one, which was awesome. If you don't know on the app, you can just hit join walk-up list. So we couldn't find a reservation, and we ended up waiting 2 hours, but it's not like we stood there and waited. We were able to walk around.
Because they text you when your table is ready. In fact, they texted me when our table was ready, but I didn't actually, because the Wi-Fi was so crazy that day, I didn't actually get the text apparently until 40 minutes later. When I walked up, they felt really bad, but they were like, okay, we'll get you in 20 minutes. And I said that was fine, because frankly, I didn't think I was going to be able to sit down and have a drink. Right. And eat and have someone serve me a meal. Food was a little scary. Mobile ordering was really hard. So having that lunch, once we got on that walk-up list, my whole outlook changed for the entire day, because I knew I was going to have a little respite from it. So I do love a midday dining reservation for that reason.
Yeah, that was fantastic. And then basically, everyone was there for enchantment. So, we got the egg rolls. Thanks to Trisha. Thank you.
She did. She picked us up some egg rolls while we squatted, because after all the daytime excitement, they did open up the Hubgrass for the fireworks for people. Yes. So we were late. We got there late. We knew we were going to be late. It didn't matter. It was fine. We found a little spot. I had to roll up in the fetal position to take my nap. That's fine, because there wasn't enough room for my whole towel. But because we did want to just lie there, because there were people napping like at 6:30. What did we get there? 6:30?
There was people. Yeah, 6:30. People were napping. They were sitting down. I mean, the fireworks at that point didn't start till 9:00.
No, and but we were ready to just sit.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like. I bet if we wanted to keep exploring the park, we could have easily just made our way to a standing room spot, but we didn't want to. We wanted to sit. We wanted to relax. There wasn't enough room to lie down by the time we got there, but there was certainly enough room to sit, to eat a snack, to chat, to chill, to talk with all the people.
Yes.
And then, then they tell you to stand up when it gets dark. And so you stand up for 5 minutes and then you sit back down. And then they tell you to stand up and you sit back down. But and then by showtime, everyone is standing. And
yes.
it
So
was
they
great.
do, yeah, as much as we recommend the hubgrass, they do make you stand up as soon as it gets dark for safety reasons. So as much as you're like squatting out a spot, you are going to have to stand up and everyone scoots forward.
And that'll be earlier and earlier as the year
Yes,
progresses, as
it
the
goes.
fall progresses. So what did you think of Enchantment?
I liked Enchantment. I think it was pretty, my only thing is they really sold it as this like brand new, technology, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I get it. The projections were good, but it was pretty similar to Happily Ever After.
With a cheesier script.
Yeah, like
I thought it was super cheesy. I mean, I think they're all the same in the terms of like they're all projections and fireworks, and they're all really exciting, and it's fun, and it's beautiful, and it's amazing what they do, and the projections down Main Street were really, really cool. But the script on this one, I was not excited.
Juliana doesn't like being told that she is the magic.
It's just cheesy. It's like a beacons of magic and you are the magic. I don't know. That's just me. It's just me. I apologize for my feelings.
All right. It is very cute. You will see. I love how they put Soul in there. They did put some newer movies in there, which I thought was great. Some movies that didn't get love before are getting it now. And spoiler alert, if they didn't bring Tinkerbell back, I would be as angry about that as Splash Mountain. So
she
flies.
There would have been mutiny. I don't even know if I would have wanted to be there where we were if she didn't fly.
If she didn't fly,
lost it.
It would have been bad. So of course, I mean, the fireworks were great. It's a great story. They did say there was going to be projections going down Main Street, which was going to be different. Really didn't see anything that exciting in terms of I would change where I see the fireworks.
No.
It's like small.
You could turn around and look and be like, oh, that's cool.
Look over your shoulder if you're looking at them being like, oh, I see it. Okay, now go look back at the castle.
Yeah, but I don't know if any of you had seen. So some of the VIP people who were doing VIP tours, their tours ended up at the top of the train station that had been being used for press during the day. And that's where they watched the show from. And pictures from there showed a massive crowd. It looked like on Main Street, because Main Street is standing room. People weren't sitting there before the show. You can't sit on the street. And I gotta say, it did not feel that crowded where we were.
I maintain being inside the hubgrass, there is a gate. And that gate separates you from the other crowds.
It keeps people from coming in too, because they think it's private.
Coming in because there's only one entrance there. And you don't have people walking through it because there is only one entrance. So it's a little different than being on a main street or in the middle because you can have people moving around. And I really like inside there because you are protected a bit.
I mean, you're also trapped, right?
Yes, you are trapped.
Like you are also like, you're not going anywhere once you're in there. But actually, that's not even true. People were getting up and getting food and bringing it back.
You can bring food back. It was just once it starts, you can't move. You're just, I maintain you're a little bit more protected in there.
But what was neat about this night in particular, and I don't know if they're going to be doing this for the duration, but the show is at 9, which is when fireworks usually are at 9 or 10, but the park did not close until 11. And they didn't only not discourage you from staying, they actively encouraged everyone to stay in the park. They said, they came over the loudspeaker several times saying, we invite you to enjoy all that the Magic Kingdom has to offer. The park doesn't close till 11. There are going to be crowds at the buses. Why don't you stay a while? Yada, yada. And so basically everyone with children left.
Yep.
And a lot of other people too. So I'm sure there was mad crowds at the buses, but the stores were all still open. The rides were all still going. Everything was still happening.
Yep.
We went to Aloha Isle and got a delicious 50th anniversary Dole Whip bundt cake snack.
Yep.
Still couldn't get into Trading Post, which was a little disappointing because they had some cool pins. But then we didn't wait until 11 to leave. We left at like 10:30, which I feel like put us in a really great position because it was like
good spot because a lot of the big crowds from the fireworks are gone, but the crowds from shutting down at 11 o'clock didn't quite hit yet.
Yeah.
Bus was there and we
got right on and got right home, which was wonderful because
it was fantastic. But
our
18-hour day was long, guys. It was long.
We talked a really good game about staying and like being the very last people in the park, but I just
No,
couldn't. I just couldn't. I just
no.
couldn't.
It was tiring, but it was an awesome day. I
It
think
was.
it was awesome to be in there. They also handed out free posters to everyone that was leaving Magic Kingdom. So those are really cool. And they were posters of the castle in its all enchantment glory.
They're
And
beautiful.
beacons
We'll
of magic
post
glory.
Beacons of Magic is still so cheesy. We'll post pictures
There
of
it
it,
is.
but here's
It's pretty.
there's a little glare from my ring light, but
It's gorgeous.
it's really pretty. I'm gonna frame it. Put it
That's
on my
I'm gonna frame
wall.
it too. It was a really, it was cool. The other big thing that they also did for people, which I thought was nice, is they gave out those. Those were
There
the
was
snacks.
special October 1st. They're actually the most beautiful park map I've ever seen. I'm gonna keep this forever. Like it's like foil paper and stuff.
It's
Anyway, I
gorgeous.
digress. It's beautiful. They
Yes,
were
they
only
did.
giving one out per person.
Only one per. We tried to get more, we couldn't. And then the big thing is they sent everyone a message at 2:00 that all photo passes were free. Kind of slap in the face for annual pass holders that have Memory Maker free. But I think it was a super nice touch for people that were in there that day. I wish they would have announced it earlier in the morning. Because then people really could have taken advantage of the photo pass guys.
I might have. The photo pass lines, guys,
They were big.
long. Like there was a line, like
Maybe that's why they didn't.
Maybe with a 50th anniversary medallion, and we chose not to.
No.
You just again, it was just like with at parties and stuff like that. You have to pick and choose, and we chose shopping, resting. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. What did we choose? I feel like we did a lot of stuff, but we just did not choose to stand in line for the pictures.
I was going to say we got one. It didn't turn out great. But not my recommendation, but it was a great night. We did get back to the hotel at like 11:30. Juliana was snoring by like 11:31.
It's true.
She was out. And we were heading to Epcot the next morning, and we had to set our alarm because we wanted to get the virtual boarding pass for Remy's ride. So the next day on October 2nd, we were at Epcot. We woke up at 7. I got the virtual queue.
Lori did her thing, and we were like, all right, let's go back to sleep. Nope.
No, we didn't.
We chilled
going back to sleep.
But we did chill.
We did chill. We did relax, which was good. Sorry, I can't move my chair up. We did do that. So then we were finally able to go into the expansion in France, and we spent a good amount of time there. Just kind of walking around and seeing everything.
Yeah. So we don't need to tell you everything about Epcot, but we'll talk about France and we'll talk about creations, and then I think we'll call it a day. But so the France Pavilion is lovely. It's beautiful. It's very different from the other France Pavilion in the other Disney park that has one, which is Walt Disney Studios at Disneyland Paris. It's different, but it still feels the same. But this one has a creperie in it. So you know that my favorite crepe in France is actually at a kiosk in the France Pavilion over there. So here they have the creperie of France, and there's a walk-up window for snack crepes, and then there's a table service restaurant for sitting down, obviously, and getting a crepe meal. They have a little more selection on that menu. It's a little more expensive. They don't take reservations, but you can just walk up. So I thought you'd have to walk up and do next available seating. We didn't want to do that. I was able to give her a time. She wrote me down for 1:00. We went back, we had lunch, and it was tasty.
The food was absolutely delicious. We have heard conflicting reports right now of who exactly manages that restaurant.
Yes.
The food itself, the food was amazing. The crepes were awesome. You got the goat cheese one. I got the chicken one with mushrooms. Both amazing. The sweet ones were awesome. The inside decor, though, it was shocking.
Again, just to echo what you said, the crepe itself, regardless of what filling you get, was really well done. Yeah. Light, crispy. Like the galette, the savory one, is hard to nail. They did, but I agree. I've never decorated a restaurant, but how hard could it be to make something feel like a French bistro with those little wicker chairs, bistro tables, whatever? It felt very cafeteria. It was very basic.
It was very basic. The tables didn't match it. Like the tables were just not French bistro. The walls were white. I didn't understand it at
So
all.
the girl at the door told me that Disney didn't own that restaurant, that France owned that restaurant. But
Well, now,
I know there's a lot of
yeah,
secrecy and confusion about who owns the French Pavilion and who doesn't. To me, that's neither here nor there. I don't care who owns it, but it's on Disney. Get
right?
it together. Please make it nicer.
You need to make it nicer. You have
Because the food was really good.
you have this ride, you have this area that's based on a movie that's based on a restaurant.
Right.
Like, for the love of, you don't have to go full restaurant theme, like, but I mean, even if you think to Remy on a cruise ship, it is very elegant and nice. There's a hidden Remy in the chandelier. He's hidden up there, but it's supposed to be a super nice French restaurant that's based on the movie. And
right. And I wouldn't expect a creperie to look like a super nice French restaurant.
No,
I don't. But a sidewalk cafe, yes.
Yes.
Because that's what it looks like from the outside. And we thought
Yeah.
it was going to be adorable inside, and we were a little disappointed.
It was not. Anyways, we will
So
post
there's
those
that.
pictures. We were, as you can tell, we were upset.
So our two favorite things at Disney are food and shopping. So back to shopping. Creations opened up in Epcot. We actually visited Creations both Thursday night and Saturday, right?
Yes.
I love this store.
I think it's a fantastic store. I did a live inside there. You should go take a look at it because it's a big store. But it has some really cool items in it.
It lived up to my expectation. It had a lot of the general Disney stuff, not everything. Like, I wouldn't say, like before I used to say, if you couldn't find it at Main Street Emporium, to check Creations, because they always had pretty much everything. They don't now. They don't have pretty much everything. They have a small selection of everything. Like, they have some Dooney and Burks and some Alex and Ani and some out clothes and some shoes and whatever. But they also have specific Epcot stuff that's really cool.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't like scream Epcot, they have like designs that are sort of the colors of Epcot this year. And I loved it.
I was going to say it's a really, really cute store. It has, we were never able to not get in there. There was never lines to get in the store. They have some really cute retro Epcot things that are exclusive to there. So definitely something you should check out. The only other big thing we did that day was Remy. So we finally
we didn't talk about that.
Right?
Remy. Oh, but I do want to say the vase. Remember we talked about the vase?
Oh yeah, we couldn't find it.
Could not find the beautiful vase. So I'm going to look again when I go back in a couple
Yes.
weeks. But sorry, let's talk about Remy.
Yeah.
Right.
So Remy,
ridden this ride before.
Yes, it broke down a few times. We finally got on it.
Yeah.
But we talked about that Juliana, when she first did Mickey and Minnie's Railway, she wrote it and we were like, oh, we're so excited for you to ride it for the first time. You got off the ride and you were like, like it was good.
It was cool. It's a cool
it was
ride.
good. And me and Jen were like, I don't understand. This was a fantastic ride. And I think it was just reversed. So they used the same technology as what they're using in Mickey and Minnie's Railway. So you rode Remy first. So you were blown away by that one. So when you saw Mickey and Minnie's Railway, you were like, yeah, it was cute.
Right.
Where
I went on before.
Yeah, and I went on Remy after being on Mickey and Minnie, and I was like, yeah, it was a cute story, but it's the same technology. It's the same premise, just different characters. Right. It's a super cute ride. The kids are still cute story. The kids are still going to absolutely love it. They do have a little pieces that are a bit different.
I think a couple things either didn't work or aren't in this ride. And I was filming it, so maybe I just missed it. When the champagne blew, did you get wet?
Yes.
Okay. And did you feel warm under the stove?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, spoiler alert. I should have said spoiler alert before I spoiled. Sorry. It's still cool. Because those are my two favorite parts of that ride. Because that kind of thing doesn't happen in Runaway Railway.
No. So Runaway Railway, yeah, there's things a bit different, but it's a super cute ride. It's still going to be super popular. It will take the lines away from Frozen.
It broke down twice though while we were there. So and part of that is it's new, and part of it is it's that trackless system that they sort of struggle to maintain. But they'll get it. They'll get it. It'll be fine.
Again, I think it's something you're going to want to go on. We were kind of told by a cast member that the virtual queue was taken away from Rise of the Resistance, given to Remy. She kind of insinuated the fact that it's going to be taken away from Remy once the hype dies down a bit. and then
Which
it might
I think will be relatively soon.
I think it'll be soon. And then I think the virtual queue is going to go back to Rise. I think they were afraid to put 2 virtual queues on the same system, which is probably for the best, because one of the big things this weekend, our cell phone service was horrible. Horrible. Half the time Disney's internet wasn't even there. I don't know where it went.
And I never get on it anyway, but it wasn't even like popping up as an option.
But it was
wild.
Yeah, it was wild. There was just so many people streaming, and I'm glad they only had 1 virtual queue. Another big thing with technology, obviously Genie was not out. We thought it would be. In retrospect, I'm kind of like, well, I'm glad they didn't do it, because I don't think their system could have handled it this weekend.
Not with all the virtual queues they were trying to do for I say virtual queues, but it was a totally different thing, right? Because it was a QR code versus
QR code versus Disney's app. Yeah, but it's still running on their system, so I'm glad. I'm glad they didn't do it. It wasn't necessary, and I think it would have crashed. So yeah, Epcot, we did.
I hope it comes out soon, though.
Yeah, and we hit Disney Springs afterwards, and
they had all the merch too.
They had all the merch, and World of Disney was nutso.
And we got the Starbucks mugs.
And I got the Starbucks. We got the tumblers. The only thing I could not find was the big 50th backpack, which I saw was on Shop Disney, but it is now sold out.
So and the ears are gone. The ears, yes. I'm hoping they get more, because there are 3 different sets of ears. Lori got these adorable white ones that she's showing. We'll also post pictures. They're really beautiful, and they light up. That's one. I want those.
The big surprise to these ones, you can't see it. They light up.
Yeah, it's really cute. There's little gems
really
in them that light
cute.
Up. They're really beautiful. I think I need those, so I'm hoping they'll come back when I go in a couple weeks. There was another set of blue ones that Jen wants that have like all the little, they're the same blue pattern as almost everything else, and they have a gold bow in the middle, I think. I didn't see any more of those. And then there's another set of blue ones that has like this giant gold styrofoam bow. I do not like those.
No.
Those are the only ones that are left right now. Shocking.
Yes.
And I don't want those, but I'm going to keep looking. So I'll keep you guys posted if things start coming back into stock. I got to look for the vase. I got to look for the bracelet and some other, and the backpack.
And my backpack. But yeah, Disney Springs was packed. I mean, we went on a Saturday night, but it was packed.
It was Saturday night. That's true. And it was a locals weekend. This was really a locals weekend.
And I know we're running late, but we finally went into Abracadabra Bar.
You can never get it right. We started calling it Agrabob just because it was
Agrabar.
It was like, so it's a magic carpet anyway, right? Anyway, yes, we forgot to mention that. So we did finally on our last night, right?
Yep.
Go to Abracadabra.
There we go.
There it is. And it's worth it. We've talked about it before. I think we reviewed it once. Totally worth it. It's a super fun magic trick parlor sort of place. The drinks are delicious. And big.
Big Manhattans.
I ordered the Magic Hatton, which is their take on a Manhattan. Not only was it delicious, but it came in a double old-fashioned glass. Those are I've never had a Manhattan that wasn't in a cordial or martini glass. It was wild. But it was delicious. The servers are fun. There's a lot of cool artifacts and hidden things in there. We'll post pictures. That was awesome.
Yes.
Whew. I need to right now.
So yeah, on the Sunday, we had briefly talked that we had made park reservations for Hollywood Studios. We were going to try and get Juliana on. We were done, guys. Done.
Lori kept feeling bad. Like, don't you want to try? And I said, I'll be back. No, I can't.
Because you'll be back in a couple weeks. And we posted a bunch of photos from Sanaa. And we were at the pool. Really, guys, we were done. We were tired. We were really, really tired. So it was an awesome trip. I'm so excited to be there. Some of the stuff I brought back were awesome. I feel like we didn't take pictures as much of our merchandise. So I think we need to do that and post that up. Because some of the items were really cool. Not worth fighting people over, but still really cool.
So that, I don't know if I spit this out well. My bonus mouse tip was just, if you're going down and you're not you don't have a specific thing that you have to have in mind, just browse the shops. And if you see something you like, buy it. And if you don't, just shop like a normal person. It's way more enjoyable that way. I had a much better time shopping on the last day in Creations, even though they were out of what I wanted, than I did any other day.
A lot of it, I love World of Disney. It is my favorite.
Yeah, but not then.
That Saturday night, I was losing it a bit on people. Just, you'll see the purple tumblers. I'm sure if you've seen social media, people are going crazy over them. I felt like I had to get one. I ended up getting it. I don't know why I got it, but I got it. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. One thing that is working really well, Disney
Oh,
IT,
that's right.
is mobile checkout. So you can shop at these stores at World of Disney and at Creations. Main Street Emporium too?
No.
No,
They did not have
it was too much of a zoo.
Emporium.
People would be walking out with merchandise like it was nobody's business. But at those two stores where they can keep a tighter rein on people and on the merchandise limits, you can check yourself out by scanning the merchandise yourself right in the My Disney Experience app, and then you pay for it. You get a QR code.
It applies your AP discount.
It automatically applies AP discount. If you want to use a Visa cardholder discount, you have to go to the register.
Yeah.
But if you have an AP discount or any other discount just an AP discount, you can do it. And then you just show them your QR code on the way out. They count up your items. They give you a clear bag, and out you go. It was a huge time saver.
I was going to say massive time saver. I've seen them kind of test this before. Yeah, I've seen them test this before, and I was like, whatever, I'll just go check out. But this time I was all over it. It was
great. It was great. All right. Yeah. So lots of FOMO out there.
Yes.
It was a fabulous, fabulous time. You did miss out. You did.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Essentially. Guys. You did.
I mean, no, but truly, like as crazy as it was and as critical as we're being, like the magic was unbelievable.
It was. It was absolutely, I think, fantastic. So it was a great trip. We posted a bunch. Check it out. We do have a tip for the day other than the ones we've given. As much as Jen and everybody else has FOMO that they were not there, it is an 18-month celebration. Some of these items for merchandise, for the food, the drinks, the magical beacon we talked about, it is an 18-month celebration. So you have 18 months to go there and experience everything, taste everything, drink everything, buy what you want. So as much as we loved this, you guys can totally go back in the next 18 months.
I'm looking forward to going back because it's going to be, I feel like, a little more leisurely. Like I loved being there in the thick of it, but going after, I think, is going to be even better. So
you mean the Gromans are not going to have an 18-hour Magic Kingdom day?
No, we're not. Oh my gosh, we're not even going to Magic Kingdom this trip, but that's another story. But anyway, friends, Mouska fans, we are happy to get you to the celebration in the next 18 months. So be sure to give us a call.
Yes.
All right. Done?
Yeah.
Done. Thanks for spending another episode with us. If you've enjoyed another crazy podcast episode with us, be sure to subscribe to our show so that you receive notifications when new content is released, and you will never miss an episode. Please consider writing us a review. It really helps on Apple Podcasts.
Really does.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.